You ever live in a house where something just feels off? I don't mean creaky floors or weird drafts kind of off. I mean the kind where you start questioning whether you're the one losing it or if the house is. I live with my grandfather in this old 2-story farmhouse at the edge of town. Just the two of us. It had been in the family for generations, and you could tell. The kind of place where the walls groan at night, the windows rattle even when there's no wind, and the air always smells like it's hiding something. Musty, like paper and damp earth. It clung to your skin, especially down near the stairs that led to the basement. My parents died in a car crash when I was 8, and Grandpa Joe took me in. He wasn't the warmest guy in the world, but he raised me the best way he knew how. Quiet man, always had a pipe in his mouth, a cup of bitter coffee in hand, and a 1,000-yard stare like he was always seeing something just beyond the wall behind you. We had an understanding. I stayed out of his way, did my part, and in return, he left me alone, except for one thing. That basement door. It was locked from the outside. Always had been, ever since I could remember. Big old wooden thing. Dark like it soaked up every shadow the house could produce. It had 4 padlocks and a thick steel bolt across the middle. No one talked about it. It was just a rule. Don't touch it. Don't go near it. Don't ask. Leave that door shut. He'd say, never looking at me when he said it. No matter what you hear, no matter what you think you see, you let that door be. I was used to the oddness by then. Every family has secrets, right? Some people hide skeletons in closets. We just happened to bolt ours behind a door in the basement. I'd joke about it when I got older. What do you have down there, Grandpa? Aliens? The Ark of the Covenant. He never laughed, just stared at the wall and said again, don't. You, open that door. I was 23 when Grandpa had a stroke. Not a massive one. He could still speak, walk a bit, do some things for himself. But it shook him, took a chunk of his energy away. Suddenly, the way of the house, the cooking, the bills, the care, it all landed on me. That was fine. I owed him that much. But then things started happening. Small at first. Sounds. Late at night, maybe 2, 3 in the morning. I go down to the kitchen for a glass of water and hear something faint, like dragging. A scrape, like furniture being pulled slowly across concrete, coming from the other side of the basement door. At first, I told myself it was a rat, or plumbing. Maybe the house just had weird acoustics. But I knew better. When you hear a sound that doesn't belong, your gut knows it. The next morning, I mentioned it to Grandpa. He didn't even blink. Don't pay any mind, he said. It's just the house breathing. Houses don't scratch, Grandpa. Let it be. That was all he said. And his hands, they trembled the whole time. A few nights later, I heard knocking. Just 3 knocks. Not loud, not frantic. Just deliberate. Thud, thud, thud. It woke me up. I lay in bed thinking maybe it was the front door, or maybe I dreamed it. But there it was again. I got up, crept downstairs, and saw nothing. All the doors were shut. The house was still, except the basement door. It was just sitting there, quiet. And then it came again, soft, slow knocks from the inside. My blood ran cold. I didn't even check it. I just turned around and walked back upstairs like a man walking away from a sleeping bear. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. it got worse. Grandpa started talking in his sleep. At first, just mumbles, then full sentences. I'd find him sweating, whispering things like, "Not again." I locked it, they can't get out. I'd try to wake him, but he wouldn't stop. "The floor is still stained," he said once. "It won't come out. The eyes." "What eyes? What floor?" Then there was the smell. I don't even know how to describe it. Like burnt hair and rot. Always around 3 a.m. Always near the basement. I searched everywhere. Under the sink. Behind the fridge. I even called an exterminator who checked the ducts, the crawl spaces, everything. Nothing. He said the place was clean. But the smell kept coming. Stronger every time. And then I did something stupid. I can't explain why. Maybe I was tired. Maybe it was the smell, or the knocking, or the whispers I started hearing. Sometimes my own name, faint and low, echoing from the vents. Whatever it was. One night, I stood in front of the door with bolt cutters in my hand. The lock stared back at me, like 4 eyes daring me to blink first. I remember thinking, just a peek. I cut the first lock, then the second, the third. The metal shrieked with every cut. The fourth lock clattered the floor, and all that was left was the bolt. I slid it free. The air changed, got heavier, like the oxygen had been sucked out of the hallway. My skin went cold. I reached for the doorknob. It was ice, and just as I touched it, I heard something on the other side. A whisper, a voice. "Please don't." I stumbled back. My flashlight dropped and rolled across the floor. And that's when I looked up the stairs and saw Grandpa, standing there in his robe, face pale, staring down at me. "You opened it," he said, voice barely audible. "No," I stammered. I didn't go down, I swear." "But you opened it," he said again, louder. "You fool." He didn't sleep that night. Neither did I. We sat in his room, and he told me the truth. Back in the 1950s, before I was born, Grandpa had a brother, Henry. Quiet, awkward man. Always reading, always scribbling in journals. One day, Henry got into something strange. Occult books, rituals. He said he wanted to pierce the veil. Grandpa thought it was nonsense, until Henry started doing rituals in the basement. Stayed down there for days. No eating, no sleeping. And then things started happening. The dog vanished. Neighbors got sick. One kid, a 6-year-old boy, disappeared on Halloween night. And Henry? He wasn't Henry anymore. Grandpa went down there once. Said he found him in a chalk circle, surrounded by bones, symbols drawn in blood, eyes black as coal. Whatever Henry invited in, it never left. Grandpa sealed the door, locked it, bolted it, and told everyone he never had a brother. Said he trapped it, said the house was never the same. "I locked it," he told me, "and I prayed it'd stay that way. But now I'd opened it. After that, the house turned. Lights flickered. Furniture moved. I'd wake up to all the mirrors turned toward the walls. Voices started echoing, not just whispering my name, but mimicking it. I'd hear myself calling me from downstairs when I knew I was alone. I started seeing shadows that didn't move with the light. Grandpa began deteriorating fast. He'd wake up with scratches down his chest, muttering prayers in his sleep. And then one morning I saw the footprints. Wet, Muddy footprints leading up from the basement door to the kitchen, and then stopping, like whoever made them just vanished. I nailed the door shut with planks, screws, furniture in front of it, anything to block it. Grandpa just sat in his chair, watching me with hollow eyes. "That won't hold it," he said. "It's awake now." 3 nights later, I woke up to screaming. Grandpa's room was empty. The sheets were torn, the window open. I called for him, ran through the house, and found the basement door wide open. Not broken, not forced, just open. I should have run. Every instinct screamed for me to leave, but he was my grandfather. So I grabbed a flashlight and stepped down into the dark. The air was thick, cold. My breath fogged up in front of me even though it was summer. The light barely pushed back the dark, but I saw things. Symbols on the walls, scratches in the wood, some fresh, still bleeding. I called his name. Something answered, not in his voice, not in anyone's voice. It sounded like wind through dead trees, like whispering insects, like 100 mouths speaking all at once. "He's here now," it said. In the far corner, I saw him, my grandfather, sitting in a circle of ash, eyes wide, unmoving, lips curled into the faintest smile. And behind him, something stood, something wearing his face. Only it wasn't him. Not anymore. I ran. I don't remember getting out of the basement. I just remember the cold lifting once I passed the threshold. I ran until the sun came up. Called the cops. Told them he'd wandered off. They searched the woods, the house, the basement. Said it was just a room. Empty. Ordinary. They found Grandpa's body in the forest a week later. Exposure, they said. Natural causes. I know better. It's been a year. I sold the house. Moved 3 states away. But some nights, I still hear the knocks. Always 3. Always around 3 a.m. And sometimes, when everything's too quiet, I hear a voice, not mine, not Grandpa's, but close, whispering from the shadows. You opened it. You have to finish it. So if you ever live in a house with a door that's always locked, and someone tells you never to open it, even if you're curious, even if it scratches and whispers and knocks on the other side, listen, because once you open it, it never really shuts again.